what's up, boss? You believe that? Hold on. Do you believe that?
We did it. We did it. Football gods, they rewarded us for our faithfulness. And hey, shout out to everybody who didn't chicken out like me. Was at that spring game yesterday. Absolutely love it. My spirits are a little bit raised today. And hey, the sun shines back out. We're feeling wonderful. We're getting commits coming in here. This is fantastic stuff. How could I not throw on the Ralphie ears? How could I not throw on the Ralphie ears, or the horns rather, for this celebration? We got the Sanders brothers. We got the Wester brothers. Y'all help me out with this. We got, I guess in the future we'll have the Mathis brothers. And now we got the Hood brothers. That's 4 pairs of brothers. Am I forgetting any other brothers that we got on the team right now? This is going to be great. Adding competition, adding depth, adding talent, I think we got some O linemen and hopefully a defensive lineman or 2 on the way, right? Feeling great. Yes, we got the Wade brothers. Thank you. That's 5 pairs of brothers. 4 right now. We'll have the Mathis brothers here soon. So wonderful stuff. Absolutely wonderful stuff. This is what makes college football fun. This is what makes it unique. Is that you can have father-son coaching combinations, which I think is really cool. You can have brothers on the same team. It's not just something that happens at CU, of course, but I think it's really cool that we have a lot of this going on. It adds to the family atmosphere. It adds to just how special of a time college football is for the fans, for the teammates, and of course for the family members. I think it's wonderful. And yeah, we're bringing guys in here, I think, that they know, like I talked about this in December, they know what they're getting into, like they know the expectation. I don't think that we're going to have any issue with guys like Brandon Hood coming in here as a 3-star running back. Okay. He knows the work that he's going to have to put in, and very talented. Again, this is a guy that turned down multiple scholarship offers from other SEC schools to be a preferred walk-on at Georgia as a 3-star recruit. He probably had over 20 offers, well over 20 offers, and chose to walk on at Georgia. If that doesn't tell you the type of confidence that he has, the type of work ethic that he has, I mean, I don't know what does. This is a guy that, man, I'm excited to have as part of the running back room. And so we got a bunch of hard workers in there. Of course, we got Dallin Hayden. We have Rashad Amos. We have Charlie Offerdahl, who's now on scholarship. I still owe him a specific video congratulating him on his scholarship offer. We got Micah Welsh, and now we got Brandon Hood. So that's 5 scholarship running backs. I think I think we're in a good spot there. And with the offensive lineman that came to visit, this is going to be interesting. Do we get, let's see, Zack Owens, 355-pound guard tackle from Clemson. Do we end up getting the Arkansas boys? Andrew Chamblee, offensive tackle. Paris, what is his name? Give me 1 second. Paris Patterson Jr., another offensive tackle from Arkansas. Do we land Michigan State interior defensive lineman Derek Harmon, who I think would add wins to this roster? Okay. These are some of my biggest targets from visiting this weekend, and hopefully we can, if we don't go, let's see, 6 for 6, can we go 5 for 6 just like we did last weekend? Of course, Nakai Hill-Green's commitment came a few days late after his visit, but it's all good. He knew those Louisville checks were bouncing, and fantastic that he picked us over a school like Mizzou, guys. That should not go unnoticed. I mean, Mizzou's got a lot of great stuff going in their favor, and the fact that we're getting, that they have the opportunity to go to some other very good programs. I think Mizzou won over 10 games last year, right? So the fact that we're competing, we saw this last year when Coach Prime came here. We started to get at least in the conversation with a lot of these transfers and recruits. And a year later, now you're starting to see us win a few more of these recruiting battles, which I think is absolutely fantastic. Charles coming in here saying, yeah, that's right. Jordan Seaton's brother, we've offered him. So he's going to be here. No doubt. This is a whole family affair. We got Montrez Walker. Again, shout out to Coach Hart. Elite recruiting now, right? I want the Coach Hart redemption arc to start. It's starting right now. And things are off to a great start. Hey, and yes, that's right. We got Dylan Edwards going to Kansas State. This is what I was expecting when he entered the portal on Tuesday, for him to end up back home in the state of Kansas. And Kansas State's getting a great player. But now this adds to the rivalry, baby. This adds new juice to the Kansas State rivalry. Traditionally our long our historical rival remaining in the Big 12 outside of Nebraska. Of course, they're in the Big 10. So the fact that we have something like this happen where he's going to a direct rival, I love it. I love it in terms of rivalry and hatred and all that stuff for the KSU program. This is absolutely exciting. So I love it. All right, I'll get to some of your comments. Hey, Jason Watkins, good to see you, man. Good to see you, man. Feeling great after this weekend. It's so funny, man. I saw that some people, I think it was Josh Newberg, saying, wow, it's amazing that Miami has put a focus on the portal and we see what's coming. Yeah, man, absolutely. We're putting a focus on the program, and we're bringing some guys twice the size of some of our offensive linemen over here this year. It's just amazing when we this thing is not traditional in any sense, and I think sometimes, myself included, when things aren't when things look a little bit different than how we've seen in the past, there can be some hesitation, right? But I think that, hey, the team for 24 is shaping up to be much better than the team we saw last year. We got continuity, and then I think we got the right mix of coaches. Again, a lot of NFL people absolutely hate Pat Shurmur. I've been somebody who has been critical of Pat Shurmur, at the beginning. I mean, you can go find the videos where I said, man, who's going to want to come play for Pat Shurmur? But I think when you even listen to his press conference on Thursday, I think he gave, it sounds like he's just found fun and love for football again. Like, this is a really good situation for him. And I think last year, as much as we were excited for Sean Lewis, it was just very clear that he was in over his head from a schematic standpoint. And I think that we got competent coaching this time around. I think maybe we don't exactly have some, an offensive or defensive coordinator genius. I mean, who am I to say? But I think at the very least, I think our floor is much higher in terms of game planning, in terms of making sure that the clock management stuff, the game management stuff is all taken care of. And now we got better players. Now we got at least better athletes. That's what you can say from, just looking at these guys physically, how they move, their size compared to the size of our team last year. I thought the size stuff was a little overblown going into last year, but we had Shane Coates as like our starting nose guard. That can't happen. Now he's like fifth, sixth in the rotation. So things are going to be okay. Things are continuing to grow. We're leveling up. We're continuing to raise the floor with our just average talent level across the board on the team. And we got a handful of scholarships to still give away. I think we got about 10 scholarship spots open. So this is great stuff. But Colton Hood, 4-star cornerback from Auburn, coming out here, 5'11", has great ball skills. Absolutely love it. And I mean, hey, if you guys want to complain about where we're at in the high school rankings, I think, hey, if we bring in somebody, let me do the calculator here, because let me reset this. Because, if we add Brandon Hood in here as a 3-star running back, we go from 153 to 165. So we're going to take a look at where we're at. 165.05. So that slots us in right where Miami, Ohio is. So we now got the 80th class. Amazing for high school. Of course, this is transfer portal heavy. For some reason, it won't add in the transfer portal guys, even though, like, say I add Colton Hood in here, it adds it to the high school score. But I'm like, I don't want the high school score. I want the overall score. But it's not giving me that. It's kind of annoying. So I don't know. I'll let the other people calculate that. But I imagine after this weekend, we'll see our overall class rank probably jump up to being around where this USC and Michigan class rank is. So that should be a lot of fun. Seeing the more of the recruits roll in. But Colton and Brandon Hood, super happy for you guys. Pastor E. Dewey Smith, I'm sure he is absolutely thrilled that we got these guys coming in here. He's been pushing these guys, big time on Twitter. He even hopped in my stream the other day. Really pumped up about it. So this is a lot of fun. A great weekend to be a Buff. Thank you, Lil Wayne, Ryan Garcia, some of the other celebrities that showed up. It just seemed like it was a really fun atmosphere for the team, as well as just students over at CU. That was great. And guys, it's been fantastic weather for most of the month here, but we had a wind warning our first weekend in April on that first Saturday. The next Saturday, we had our biggest snowstorm of the year. And then this time it was just raining and sleeting. But again, today, 70 and sunny. I'm going to hit the pool here in a little bit. And that's just how Colorado is in March and April. You get all of the seasons. But yeah, these guys that are coming in, they're absolutely going to love living out here. Boulder, it's a very special place, very near and dear to my heart. And yeah, they're absolutely going to love it. Zion coming in here saying Harmon should be the main priority besides the O-line trenches. Yes. And I think that we're going to have, okay, let's say we just get all these guys, okay? Or at least two of them. Let me pull up my window. Let's say we grab Paris Patterson and Zack Owens. These are two guys. Let me bring up Paris Patterson. Or I actually have Zack Owens on here bookmarked. So we'll do his page first. But he's a guy that measures on PFF 6'7", 375. I've seen him also measured at online 6'6", 360. Regardless, fantastic. Ton of eligibility left. So we're talking about bringing that, building that pipeline, guys with multiple years. That's wonderful. Again, this is like AAU football, so who knows what happens next year, but at least I like the direction that this whole thing is going. And let's say we have some injuries on the offensive line. We no longer have to throw out 280-pound guys out there. Okay? That's not going to happen anymore. Let's go to Andrew Chambly. Okay? A guy who visited with his teammate Paris Patterson from Arkansas. Wait, what? That wasn't the Andrew Chambly I was looking for. Here we go. Tackle. 6'6". I think he's above the 304 pounds now. I think he's closer to 315 from what I've seen online, if I remember correctly. Fine size for a tackle. All SEC freshman. SEC freshman last year, starting at left tackle. Gave up 7 sacks, but as some of you junkies, college football junkies pointed out to me, that was about like half of the amount that Caden Proctor gave up last year. And everybody loves Caden Proctor. So true freshman starting in the SEC. That's great. And then lastly, we got Paris Patterson. Guard, offensive tackle, whatever, 6'6", 350. Yes, please. Yes, guys. Notice that none of these guys are 285 pounds. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, football gods. Thank you, Coach Prime, Corey Phillips, Coach Riz, everybody at the recruiting staff, Alexis. I know I'm forgetting one or two other staff members. Hey guys, check this out. Couldn't really find any tape on Colton Hood yet, but I mean, watch this young man work. I know practice, but that's a nice little pick. Hey, look, Bando right here. Warren Sapp reaction. Hey, and appreciation to Warren Sapp. I mean, this guy is truly helping transform the defensive line along with Damian Lewis. Two Miami Hurricanes that understood, the Miami Hurricanes' attitude on defense during their time there, embodied what it means to be a Miami Hurricane. And I love the fact that we're bringing that attitude over here as well. I mean, wonderful stuff. I didn't expect the impact of Warren Sapp to be what it's been right now, and he's helping in the recruiting game. He's helping in the coaching. And hey, let's also give a shout out, since Jason Watkins was tuned in, to Oklahoma Sooners, former GA Phil Wildholt, or analyst Phil Wildholt, absolutely crushing it. We're bringing in guys of a different caliber this year, and it's clear that this guy is respected, and this guy can have a conversation with these recruits that Bill O'Boyle just never could. And I'm sorry, guys, I'm totally crapping on Bill O'Boyle. Bill, none of my guys know their assignments. O'Boyle, yes. Because now we got Phil. All my guys know their assignments. Load hole. It's been great to see him coaching everybody up. And again, we still got guys like Kareem Harden on the roster. A guy that is staying. He's staying. That I think could be a starting guard for us here at some point. But nonetheless, I love to see players like that, seeing this thing through. What is up with these ads? Oh my God. And I can't even click out of this one. I mean, I love s'mores. Okay, I clicked it. I clicked the ad. Oh my God. Dude, this is crazy. What the heck? Dude, come on, Buff Zone. Just trying to look at the scholarship chart here. Maybe I'll bring out the Google sheet. Okay, here we are. Yeah, Coach Woldholt, he's got Peyton Kirkland. And hey, let's say we add a couple of these guys, Paris Patterson, we add Zack Owens, we add Andrew Chambly. These are guys that slot in right here along with Peyton Kirkland and Hank Zielinskis. Just beautiful stuff. Because, and I got to figure out how many of these guys have COVID years to burn if they want. Tyler Brown should get an extra year if he wants. So continuity on the offensive line. Again, going back to the Dylan Edwards stuff, I think, if I don't have this sourced from anybody. So I just want to say that this is just purely based on the fact that I would see Dylan Edwards merch selling at a lot of department stores around here, like alongside the Sanders brothers and Travis Hunter. Then there's Dylan Edwards this year. I imagine he was one of our higher earners when it came to NIL collectives and stuff like that this year. Again, I think we saw that none of that matters. It doesn't matter having a skill player like that on here if we can't block for the guy. And I imagine, hey, sometimes losing some of these skill guys, it can be, we can turn that into like a blessing in disguise. We can turn lemons into lemonade by, I think, reallocating some of that spending that we're able to do now towards the offensive and defensive lines. And I think you're starting to see that again with 4-star transfer Ryan Boyle coming out here, which is wonderful. And again, Peyton Kirkland, big time offensive tackle from Texas. And we got more coming. We got absolutely more coming. There's a lot to celebrate. The team is going to look more the part this year, which is great. And guys, I mean, let's just looking at things with, the black and gold lenses on, there were some games that we blew that we had in hand last year. I don't think that happens. I think the absolute floor for this team is 7 wins. The floor. And everything on that, it's going to be gravy. And again, I think things that have happened, such as, Dylan Edwards leading a really good, a really dynamic player, but more of a finesse type of player. It almost forces us to play a little bit more logical, complementary football with the running backs that we have now, the running backs that we've brought in. We can play a little bit more smash mouth. I think, again, my good friend Rawhide has been beating this point to death with me when I've been calling him. We talk to each other probably every other day, and he was saying, I don't think we'll see the crazy high pass to run ratio we saw last year, because JJ McCarthy proves it. Hey, once people can see you got the arm talent, all that matters is the winning, the leadership, all of that. And the winning formula is to run a little bit more. And I'm like, you know what? I'm starting to buy into that a little bit more, Rawhide. I know we've brought in a lot of wide receivers to throw the ball around too, which is great. But hey, if we can hand the ball off to guys like Dallin Hayden and Rashad Amos, Charlie Offerdahl, Michael Welsh, these guys, and truly, set up Shador for success with his downfield play action ability. That was some of the most successful throws he had last year were off of play action deep. This offense is going to be a lot of fun to watch, and I think just things are going to look more the part this year. That's just how I feel about it. And again, with Pat Shurmur being here, you're not going to be putting Shador in a read option zone read system. Hopefully we'll see a little bit more under center. We'll see a little bit more pistol as well. But mixing up a lot of the run game looks to benefit the offense and the team overall. Having possession, having time of possession, winning that battle, keeping the defense fresh. I absolutely love it. All right, I'll get to some of your questions, and then I'm calling this party a party. Chairman A, thank you so much for supporting the channel over the last year. Thank you very much for the $5 super chat. What's up, Dave? See you starting to look scary now, bro. Just hope it all pans out on the field well. Again, I feel like we got competent coaching. We got competent coaching from the coordinator positions. Again, I know Robert Livingston's a little bit of a wild card, but again, when you're able to stay on the same team, in the NFL for like 10 plus years or wherever he was at, survive multiple regime changes, that shows that you are hella competent. And I feel, again, we had the 130th or so ranked defense last year. You got nowhere to go but up, right? Things, if we can just have an average ranked defense, we're with Shador and an average ranked offensive line, we're going to be winning a lot more than 4 games this year. That's how I feel about it. And who knows, maybe we got the potential to be, good or above average at some of these other position groups now, right? I guess it all kind of comes down to coaching and how quick the team gels. But in terms of the athlete that we're bringing in, the focus on the trenches this year, it's great. It's complimentary. All right. Oh, hey, yeah, that's right. We got a very versatile offensive lineman coming in here from Villanova, Wyatt Hummel. And I think last year he played both tackle and guard positions, and he plays a little bit of center as well. So who knows? Maybe he comes in there and adds to that center competition that right now seems to be between Hank Zelenskis right now in the lead, and then Yakiri Walker right behind him. I think he's got good size as well, 315 pounds. So he's a little bit larger than both of those gentlemen. I'm not really sure where Hank Zelenskis is at right now, but I know he's added weight. Maybe he's around that 300-pound weight right now. We'll just have to see. But things are going great. Go Bucks saying, I'm happy for Dylan, but never paid attention to Kansas State. So for me, it's a game on CU's schedule that I want CU to win. Yes, and if you've just now started to pay attention to CU over the last year or two, like Kansas State, right there outside of Nebraska, historically has been our biggest rival in the Big 12. And so this adds some new ammo for a revitalized rivalry, which I think is really great. And shout out to Tim Fitzgerald. He came on my show maybe last August after we moved to the Big 12, and he covers the Kansas State Wildcats for Go Power Cat. I think they're associated with 24/7. So shout out to him as well. I'm sure I'll have him back on the show at some point this year, getting ready for this. But yeah, this is the stuff that makes college football exciting. You love rivalry, you love to hate all of that. And Dylan Edwards going out to Kansas State, it definitely helps from a fanatic standpoint. One of the issues being in the Pac-12 for 12 years or whatever it was that we didn't really have any rivals like that. We tried with Utah, but again, we just would always get our butt beat by Utah. I think a lot of people that just came into this last year, really hate Oregon, and I hate Dan Lanning, but at the end of the day, we beat the Ducks, I think, once during conference play. It just doesn't feel much like a rivalry, even though you love to beat them and love to beat them in recruiting battles. But this is gonna, I think, for me, this is gonna feel a little bit more personal than maybe wanting to beat, we've never beaten USC in our existence. So rivalries, quote unquote, that were in the Pac-12, like USC or Utah or Oregon, none of those just had really much substance to go off of. But there's definitely some deep-seated rivalry between Kansas State and Colorado, and I think we're going to see more of that come to fruition this season. So I love that. I can't wait to see who else we develop a rivalry with during this new era of the Big 12, which, by the way, they need to rename it. They should rename it, but UCF, maybe eventually now we can finally go toe-to-toe with Utah and develop a real rivalry there. And who knows after that, TCU. We don't have them on the schedule this year, though. So, we'll just have to see. But things are looking very exciting. I can't wait for this season of football to start. I'm so glad we're out of the Pac-12. I'm so glad we have so many really good players returning to watch this year. And we're going to see guys get drafted. And again, shout out to, Leonard Payne signing a UDFA deal with the Dolphins. We had Derek McClendon signing with the Carolina Panthers, and also shout out to Bird, his brother Drew. Why am I forgetting his name? Drew signing with the Carolina Panthers as well. And then, of course, Zay Weaver got one of the highest, if not the highest, guaranteed as a UDFA. I was praying he was going to get drafted. After the Broncos drafted Troy Franklin, kind of a similar type of wide receiver, I didn't think that it was going to be in the cards, but for pun intended, Zay Weaver goes to the Cardinals. I think he got $255,000 guaranteed. Maybe he had another like $25,000 signing bonus on there as well, but he's I'm hoping to see him make the roster again. He was so close to getting drafted, and but I think really just him not being able to test at the combine and play at the Senior Bowl because of his torn labrum injury recovery. I think that probably had to do the most with, him not getting drafted, but really thrilled for him. $250,000 is guaranteed, is something not to take lightly. And what's really nice for him, with how I believe the UDFA contracts still work, is that they're only 2-year deals. So he's under team control for 2 years, and you can hit free agency much quicker and get yourself that nice payday if you end up performing, which is wonderful compared to the 4 years that you get as a rookie. If you're drafted, you're under team control for 4 years, and then you hit free agency, and then 5th-year option for first-round draft picks. But with UDFAs, you have that ability. You have that incentive to, if you really perform, you can get to that second contract with higher guarantees much quicker. It just doesn't happen very often, but I love how it's set up to where they can capitalize on that if they perform. All right, Chairman. Hey, let's go. Let's go. We got Zechariah Owns committed. Man, let's go. Let's go. Beautiful stuff. Beautiful stuff. Can this guy start day one? I have no idea, but he had a redshirt year at Clemson. And right now, guys, I think that this is a really good problem for us to have. Whereas last year, we kind of had an idea outside of how the Tyler Brown stuff shook out, where or who the starting 5 offensive linemen are. I mean, right now, if we get Zack Owens and a few of these other guys that visited, I really have just no idea what the starting offensive line is going to look like, which is cool, which is a cool problem to have. I think we have some really good athletes there now. And again, we can't forget who we brought in last weekend, Peyton Kirkland from Texas. So this is great stuff. Maybe I can bring up some of his tape. Zack Owens, Clemson. Thank you for the $5 super again, by the way. Let's see what we got here. 6'6", 375 pounds. That is also from Eagles Landing Christian, which is where the Hood brothers went to high school. 4-star guy coming out. And let's put this on. So they're at right tackle, pulling and just, absolutely destroying a guy that is like a third. Oh my gosh. Yeah, the third of the size of him. Wow. Okay. You love to see it. You love to see it. Just a pancake machine. Absolute pancake machine. Mr. Flapjack himself, Zack Owens. So, hey, that's cool to see him playing right tackle. So you guys know, I feel like right tackle is still kind of a question mark. And he can come in there and compete along with Peyton Kirkland. Maybe one of them slot in at guard. I know, 6'6" is kind of a little bit taller for a guard, but what do I know? Absolute pancake machine. Love to see it. William Barry, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. That really does mean a lot. And we got over 500 people in here. That is insane. If you like the Ralphie horns, hit that like. If you like our commits, hit that like. And if you want to see CU get more commits, hit that like. All right. William Barry saying, hey, Dave, people are overlooking National Signing Day, which a lot of their players are returning. Our Buffs have come to play strong that game. Oh, not National Signing Day. North Dakota State. People are overlooking North Dakota State, which a lot of their players are returning. Our Buffs have to come play strong that game and not overlook them. This is what I'll say, William Barry. We cannot afford to overlook any opponent this year. When we got our ass kicked by a bunch of nerds last year, blowing a 29-point lead in the second half to Stanford. That was absolutely ridiculous and inexcusable. It's on the coaches and on the players when that kind of loss happens. And we can't afford to overlook any opponent. That includes FCS school, North Dakota State. You're absolutely right. But I will say, if we are not giving North Dakota State the business, it's going to be a long season. And we should go out there and expect to dominate. That's what I'm going to say. I don't care how good they are. I don't care if they were G5. I would still be saying the same thing about a G5 school, that we should go out and dominate them, just like Colorado State. That's how I felt. And we let up against some of those schools, against Stanford, against Colorado State. We let up. We have to come in and play focused against those teams that we should beat, and disciplined, guys. One of the reasons that we lost to Stanford and almost lost to Colorado State was our penalties. The penalties were so high. A lot of stuff that we were in control of, and playing at home, but false starts, not being able to count 11 guys on the field. Those sorts of things, turnovers, dropping the ball, those sorts of things have to change now. And I think hopefully with the second year of Coach Prime here, we're going to see a more focused, disciplined team. That is something that, regardless of the level of talent that we have, that is something completely within our control. Making sure we know the snap count, okay? Making sure that we can count 11 guys on the field. That is totally in our control. We didn't do a lot of the little things right last year, and even in some of our wins, like against Arizona State. Penalties were still an issue. Turnovers, if I remember correctly. So, yes, we need to play a clean game of football. And if we do that, then I think we handle a school like North Dakota State well. We handle them just fine. But if we come out and play undisciplined football and we're not playing complementary football, then it's going to be a lot closer than people expect, with the opportunity to get upset. But I'll be betting for my Buffs to cover. Absolutely. All right, let's see. Hey, shout out to Really Flawed. I'll text you back, I promise. We're going to do a show tomorrow talking NFL. I can respect the Colorado-Kansas State rivalry. Kansas might have something to say about it. Hey, if we can develop a nice little rivalry with Kansas as well, that's awesome. That's awesome. Baby. All right. Eric Morris. David, think we have a rivalry with Utah in the Big 12 that wasn't captured in the Pac-12? That's my hope. Yes. I think Utah has one of the best coaches in college football in Kyle Whittingham. Again, not because they're always getting 5-star guys or anything like that, but we preach development, how that's such an important thing for college football, regardless of the stars. These guys are always bringing in, 2-3-star rated guys and then getting them into the NFL. It's absolutely crazy. Really good development out there, and hopefully we'll have the talent now to go toe to toe with Utah here in the future. They're going to have a better year, I think, with Kyle Whittingham or with Cameron Rising back from his injury, playing his 10th year in college football. They're going to be good this year, but I'm really hoping that we can actually have this Rumble of the Rockies type of thing that we tried to do that just never been there. I would love to see a rivalry with BYU too, but yeah, we don't play them this year. So we'll see. Dave, were you reaching for the menthols when you saw Feely line up for that kickoff, man? I was. Yeah, we'll see what Jace Feely can do, but until a couple of weeks ago, I was like, man, we could use that scholarship spot open. At this point, man, I'm not gonna complain too much. I want to see him improve. I want to see all my Buffs improve. Man, I love the fact we got Zack Owens, man. This is a large human, an absolutely large human, and we need large humans to compete in the Big 12. I love it. I absolutely love it. D22 Elijah Herring needs to commit. I don't have any inside info on this, but I just imagine that ship has kind of sailed with Nakai Hill-Green committing here. We can see if that's changed, though. Maybe I'll be surprised, but I feel like we haven't heard a peep out of Elijah Herring. So, yeah, we'll just have to see. Rumor has it he ate Jack Bailey. Oh my God. Yes. Eat Bill O'Boyle too while you're at it. Hell yeah. We want Chambly. I want everybody. I just want all the offensive linemen we can get right now. I'm not even going to be picky. Okay. I'm not even going to be picky. Zion saying he's a definite need. I think that, yeah, but from reading things online, sounds like he could just be a shoo-in starting right tackle for us. See what else we got. CU is not overlooking any team this year. Let's hope so. They better not, because Last year, man, I had a ton of fun, but also, we got embarrassed at different points. We can't have that. Man, shout out to Guru. Shout out to Guru. His group chat's the only one that I'm a part of, and yeah, it's no nonsense, no bullshit. We're just always straight talking ball. None of this, weird shit conversations you see going on Twitter all the time, stupid fights, anything like that. Mad H is a part of it as well. Mad Titan, a few, Green Creole, who has been one of my day ones since I started this channel. It's just a wonderful time. It's just a wonderful time. And I'm always able to stay in the loop in terms of what the news is, who just committed, all those types of things, and sometimes get a nice little heads up on some things every now and then. So shout out to Guru again. Guru came into my life in a very funny way where, he came into one of my group chats I was in and just said, "Hey, we got we got this guy coming. He's gonna flip. His name's Jordan Seaton," and he told me how it was exactly gonna play out. Told us how it was gonna play out on TV. I said, "Man, Guru, man, you're full of shit, man." And now look at us, Guru. Now look at us. Apology video posted, and now I feel like, hey, we're BFFs. We're BFFs, absolutely. Guru broke the Seat news to me like the night before. Wasn't even the day of. Or might have been 2 days. Actually, it might have been 2 or 3 days before. I can't even remember. But it was well before, and it just played out exactly how he said. It was crazy. After the game, good to see you. This Brandon Hood can break ankles. If he fully recovered from his ACL tear, he's going to be a problem. Hey, let's go. Let's go. I didn't even know that he had an. Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, his brother. For a second, I thought you were talking about Colton Hood. Yeah, had an ACL tear. Again, he had a ton of SEC and Power 4 offers, chose to decline those, like scholarship offers, and walk on at Georgia. That doesn't speak to the man's confidence. I don't know what does. This is great. Rock Fresh coming in here saying new sub, Buff Nation. Let's go. Let's go. Absolutely love it. Yeah, man, that's right. That's right. Man, and I just want to say, man, shout out to all the new members of Buff Nation over the last, couple years or so. Shout out to the old ones, the long suffering ones that have come to the channel. That's always wonderful. We're making this nice little, fun collective here. Shout out to the mentally ill trolls. Shout out to the racist trolls. Shout out to just the fun trolls that are fans of other college football teams. We are making a wonderful dysfunctional family here. Absolutely. Man, man, we need to kick Neely off of YouTube. Well, he could come on my YouTube if he ever wants to. I think that would be a lot of fun. But people need to stop giving our DMVR guys and Uncle Neely too hard of a time, man. We need to lay off my guys. That's right. That's right. Trolls count for views too. Absolutely. And I think a lot of us we are very thankful to have some trolls around. It does help the algorithm. It does help the monetization. It helps me be able to buy stupid shit like this for you guys. And helps me give to the collective every now and then. I'm giving a collective or a donation to the collective thanks to Mad Titan because he's got these really cool dog catcher t-shirts out for Coach Riz. He's going to make me one. I'm going to donate to the collective $100, and just ultimately thankful for the community that we're building here, man. It's a lot of fun. And there was something else I was going to say. Mad Titan, he's going to be on at 7 p.m. on Tuesday. Finally getting an interview with him. We've been trying to get our schedules in sync for like the last couple months now. So 7 p.m. Mountain. We'll have this on YouTube and Twitter. talking Buffs. And then after we conclude that, Mad Titan's also a local Denver guy too. So then we're going to get on David Talks Broncos and talk Broncos. So that's always going to be a lot of fun. Zulu saying 10 wins for sure. I'm about it. National championship. Let's go. Hey, all you guys can have your preferences. So, just like some people on other shows, they don't like my show. It's all good. But man, I gotta say, being a Colorado fan now is so much more fun, than it used to be. DNVR, man, those guys, it was really just them that were covering our sorry teams for years, and they'd be the only places that I could go. And they were a big influence and encouragement for kind of getting me on here, and my medical leave from work because I just needed something to do. And now, hey, here we are, a year and a half later, still going strong. It's a lot of fun. I don't think Neely's despised. Maybe I'm wrong though. I need to get Buffed in Prime on here. I keep forgetting to hit them up. But I promise we'll definitely get something going. And shout out to Buffed in Prime. They were able to really help me get one of my lame false copyright strikes on like a Torian Carter video I did like 3 months ago. They helped me get that removed. So I'll always be grateful to those guys for their help. I'll go Dark Side Dave when I want to go Dark Side Dave. All right, guys. Hey, I'm going to leave this with one question. Y'all let me know. Out of these guys we got left that visited, high school or transfer, who do you want to be the next commit? Okay? Who do you want to be the next commit? We had like 500 guys visit this weekend. I know Ryan Garcia wanted to sign, but I don't really know if he can kick. I know that he can punch, which, don't get me wrong, guys, we need some punchers. We need some eye pokers on this team. We need all of that. We need some mean people. One of my greatest hopes for the team this year is that I can come on here after a nice win and say, guys, we played like a team that's on steroids. That's what I want. I want this team to be tough, to be badass, to be mean, to be nasty, to stick up for our quarterback when they're hit, to stick up for our stars when they're cheap shotted. And, not politically correct, but hey, if we got to put somebody in the medical tent to make a statement, if we got to get, a personal foul, then just, to just set the tone, I'm about it, man. I'm about playing a little dirty side Dave. Okay. All right, let's get to it. Elijah Herring. Everybody wants Elijah Herring. Yes, we just got Zack Owens. I'll change the thumbnail and the title to this. We got Elijah Herring. Or you guys want Elijah Herring. That would be great to have some more linebacker depth. Seems like he is the popular choice. I think I'm going to go with Meech 24 on this one. Derek Harmon. Absolutely. We need more beef in the interior. Yes. But I like this nickname. Oh, actually, I don't. We need to change it. Zack Owens. Now, if he was a defensive lineman, that's a nice nickname. I know it was a typo. But we can't have an offensive lineman named Sack. We can't do that. All right, what else we got here? Yeah, I mean, we're going to be feeling like we play on steroids this year. No more heart slander. Yeah, no more heart slander. Absolutely. And again, things are moving in the right direction. Things are moving in the right direction. Now let's see these guys hopefully get coached up. Please, football gods. Please. Otherwise, I'm going to be starting the Ray Lewis videos. But yeah, I mean, summer plan, learn the plays, okay? get conditioned, and hit the PEDs. That's what I'm talking about, baby. Now, if we're on the Barry Bonds plan, which Barry Bonds never tested positive, okay? Let's just remember that. If we're on the Barry Bonds plan as a team, we're going undefeated. We're going undefeated. So it just makes so much sense. All right, guys, I'm going to shut this thing down. Appreciate all 500 of you or whatever that chose to spend some of your Sunday with me and my Ralphie horns. Appreciate you guys as always. Where's Elijah Griffin? Who's Elijah Griffin? You mean Herring? Oh, he was that linebacker that was supposed to visit this weekend. That 5-star. I'm not sure. I wish I could give you more news than that, but I'm not sure. But yeah, Barry Bonds' plan, it's crazy. Yeah, and I want to win. I want to win. I want to win in bowl games for the first time in 20 years at minimum. So get my guys on steroids. So appreciate you guys as always. Maybe I'll be back later today. If not, I'll be back tomorrow. And as always, Sco Buffs.